Hello, everybody. How are you? I'm back. And let me tell you, it's been a week and a half of getting hit by a truck. That's what it felt like. And I'm still deep-voiced. I still have coughing spasms. And so if you see a lot of cuts or edits, it's because I have to cut out my coughing. So anyway, a couple of things. I know some of you have let me know that you're now suffering from COVID as well. And boy, I tell you, I'm really sorry. I didn't know it was as bad as it was. And I'm so grateful that this isn't even what it was like 2 years ago. And this isn't up for discussion or debate or political stuff. You know how I feel about that. It's just me on my channel talking to you. But, you know, we got vaccinated. My husband had one and I had the other. I think I had Moderna and he had Pfizer and boosters and all that. And I just feel like if we hadn't, this thing would have been a lot worse for us. So, for you health professionals out there, I have a question for you. Does this add to my antibodies, to my immunities? Because I'm feeling like, when you get a virus, all the information from that virus is stored, in your data bank of. And so I'm wondering if, this makes me, a little stronger. Just curious. Anyway, my husband, as you know from if you saw my videos in chronological order, he had it for a week, and then I started feeling that scratchy throat. And sure enough, bam, bam, oh, I got hit hard. So, I had some really interesting delusions, visions, when you're sick and you're feverish. I had this dream / hallucination that I was talking to, or not talking to, but kind of seeing the angel of death. And you know how in pictures it's a big cloaked, whatever in a dark robe? Well, this guy wasn't. He was in like a 1800s men's suit, long coat with tails, and he was watching me through a crack in the door. And I remember thinking, oh, it's the angel of death. And it was a very objective delusion. It was very non-emotional. And I remember just watching him, watching me. And it was like I could see his eye looking through the crack on the hinged side of the door. And I could kind of see his outfit. And it was a long black coat and black pants and a black top hat. And I was okay with it. I was just watching it. Now, I don't think I was sick enough, ready to die. I think it was just a weird, twist of a dream that you get when you have fevers. Your thoughts are just bizarre. So that was my, big hallucination. So my husband was smart, and when he found out he was positive, he got straight on to his doctor, had a video conference, and got the Paxlovid. I thought, I don't need that. So I didn't take it. So I think I suffered a little extra and I didn't need to, but I did. That's how thick I can be. Anyway, I'm better. My chest is recovering. My husband's doing fine. And so a couple of little things about this time. My husband was so sweet. He asked me if he could bring me something, and I said I'd love a cup of tea, Earl Grey. So I hear him fiddling out in the kitchen, and I'm just that swamp monster. I'm a wreck. And he brings me this tea. Now my room is dark because I have everything closed. My eyes were killing me. My eyes felt like they were going to explode out of my face. It was so painful, so I needed all the drapes closed. So he brings me this cup of tea, and I told him how I like my Earl Grey. A little light and a little sweet. Sorry. And so I lean over, he hands it to me, and I take a nice big drink. And my mouth is filled with this sediment. And it's like, what would you do? And he goes, oh, the tea bag was open a little, so I thought maybe they're the kind you pour in. And it was a Betty's tea bag, and I had accidentally ripped it when I was dividing the two, and I left that one off to the side so that I could put it in a teapot and then strain it. Well, he found it. And I had tea, crushed tea leaves in my mouth, and it was the most god-awful thing. And so that was one funny story. And the second story is I found the missing tea. Oh my God. I swear I looked here 100 times, but I guess I didn't. We have a one of the guest rooms is a big room, and instead of having lots of rooms for when the kids come, one of our guest rooms is a bunk room that we built in 4 queen bunks so that the kids or the grandkids can all bunk in there, and I'll show you some pictures. It's a pretty cool design. So that's actually where I was staying when I was sick. My mom was in her room, and then of course my husband was in another room. And so in this bunk room, around the side of the bunk, there's a little nook where we have some overflow books on a shelf, and we've been sorting my mom's things, kind of stacking them there until we know what to do with them. We have a lot of my dad's artwork there, and anyway, I happened to be walking by there today looking for a particular picture from my dad, and there it was on the shelf. And apparently I drank more than I thought I had, and because I thought I had only had a couple sips. It looks like some of it was dehydrated and some of it was, just gross, but it looks like I did actually drink about half of it. So the mystery of the missing teacup has been solved. I won't make it in the books with Miss Marple or Nancy Drew, but anyway, it feels good to be better. It feels good to be out of bed. For those of you who have written to me letting me know you're still suffering, I'm sorry. I send you a big hug across the airwaves. It's a rough one, but I think we get through this one much more easily than we did with the Delta variant and, of course, the very first one. So, I'm happy for that. Anyway, when I opened things from my mailbox a week and a half ago or so, there was actually one box that was at the post office that I wasn't able to grab because it had already closed or it was lunchtime. I mean, our mail service is just really weird out here. So I finally did get it, and I wanted to show you that because it goes along with the other items that I had shown you. And this is from somebody who I really, really admire. Some of you have written to me and told me stories about your lives and what you've overcome. And my hat goes off to you, and I am in such admiration. And this gal is one of those people, Anki, and she already told me, so I know what this is. She has a chocolate shop in Belgium. Oh, so I have to show you this. Okay, so here's the box. I've only opened it. If I make a lot of noise, I'll cut it out. Goodness, she even put it in styrofoam. So this is from Dear Anke. I'm just going to look at this, Anke. I don't know that I will read it. It says, Hi, Jeannie. I truly hope you are doing well. As a thank you gift, I'm sending you this package. Hopefully it arrived in time and the chocolates haven't melted along the way. Could you let me know? Anke. So much, you know. I like short. And she always sends a nice note to me, my husband, my mother, my kids, my son, Adam. Oh, thank you, Anke. Now look. So, look at that beautiful. I am busting into this right now. Oh my gosh. The smell. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So, I think this will need to be stored in my laundry room. Because this is energy for doing laundry, right? Oh. The cure to COVID. Oh my God. I'm gonna make myself sick. Now you all see how I have total lack of control. Oh my God. I'm gonna try this one. Look at this one. Oh my God. There's so many layers of chocolate. Anke, this is crazy. Thank you. I guess there's enough here. There's like 3 layers that I can see. One, maybe I can share with the others. I'll think about it. Anyway, that, okay, is very, very special. Mailing anything to California, August, September, it's a risk because of our heat. And, but she had this packed so well and in styrofoam. Wow, thank you so much. Now, along that thread of people who overcome things, one of the things my husband brought me home from the store to help me feel better, besides a cup full of tea and tea leaves, was this magazine, Magnolia. And it is the fall edition. And it's, you know, Joanna Gaines and Chip Gaines. And I started looking through it, and there were 2 articles in it that really resonated for me. And so I will use my blah, blah, blah voice and read 2 of these shorter articles to you, because I really think they've got a great message. Okay. I think I'll subscribe to this magazine. I really like it. Okay, I'm going to need to put on my glasses. Some call it grit, staying power, survival. That magical force that fuels us to brave adversity, endure, and press on. All of us have been tested in ways beyond what we may ever have imagined. Dwelling in the woe of what got in our way isn't healthy, we're told. But there is gain in recognizing what we found inside us as we fought to get through it. Perhaps you've had more suffering and hardship than most, and it seems the dark clouds never clear. Or maybe you look around and think your pain pales next to that of others. You feel you can't count yourself among the warriors. It helps to remember we're all on our own journey. Everyone gets hurt. How we measure struggle matters less than what we summon to surmount it. Whether our route has been lined with messy breakups and mundane mishaps, or loss and disappointment that make us question our very being, in these detours, what we are flexing is fortitude. By definition, this means a gathering of courage and show of strength. So take heart in knowing these are traits that define you too. It takes grit to leave the house after a bad haircut. It takes patience to weather injury or illness. It takes hope to love again after loss. It takes tenacity to chase dreams that elude us. It takes resolve to appreciate the good that comes with the bad. Do you know these forces were aligning inside you? That the events you may wish to forget were readying you for something memorable. Often when we ground ourselves in this knowledge, it becomes easier to spot moments between the bricks that are good and worthy of pausing to acknowledge and enjoy. Look back on all you have braved and go forth unafraid. The path is seldom smooth. We hit walls, we face roadblocks. We are blindsided and don't know how we'll bounce back. And yet we do more than we bounce. We pick ourselves up, unbow our heads, and keep trudging forward, bolstered with the strength we've been building all along. We come to see that the bumps in our way are actually stepping stones, steadying us for where we're going next. Brick by brick, we'll get there, by and by. And then, so that was this article. And then on the next page, there are a couple of questions. Was there a curveball that knocked you down when it was too hard to look past the pain and see gain? Think back to a setback that pivoted you toward future success. Recall life events that gave you pause when you pressed on and finally persevered. Think about small obstacles that you deal with in your everyday life that might be paving a way for what's to come. The things that seemingly have no purpose or don't make sense. How might those things be working together to push you toward a new direction? Consider the good that can be found between the bricks. Let those moments be solace and encouragement as you press forward. You know, pressing forward is different for everybody and every situation. I pressed forward in my way, unique to me. I don't have a script that I can give to anybody else except to find what works for you, to be bigger, to be stronger, to look for ways that help you move forward, that help you see the good. And I know some days that is hard. I know. And sometimes it feels like it's, one step forward and 3 steps back. But there will be many days that it's 2 steps forward and only 1 step back. So keep stepping, okay? And I know a blah, blah, blah video can't fix or cure or change lives. But you can. You can change your life. And there are hard things that happen to people. And they turn their lives around. They pick up. They persevere. And I am so humbled to have heard some of your stories. And whether you're in the midst of it now, or it was 10 years ago, or 2 years ago, or 2 months ago, I'm just so honored some of the things that you share with me. And I appreciate that trust. I truly appreciate your trust. And I want to say this. I trust you to keep doing more, to keep doing better, to keep growing, to withstand. Be stronger. Be softer. Be a survivor. Because you can. And hard times, I think, make you really ready to be something for someone else someday, as abstract. And, I don't want to sound like a refrigerator magnet. And yet, a lot of those things are true. When you look back, when you've got the perspective of looking back, you see the little things that you did. You see the little adjustments you made, the little steps that you took, that get you somewhere better. So, anyway, I'm very happy with this magazine. And I love the picture of Joanna Gaines on the cover, and she is just looking at this gutted structure. And you know what she does. They go in and remodel and stage and all that. But she's standing there looking at this gutted structure. Let me show you again. And I look at this picture, and I know my life has felt like that before. Just a gutted structure. Like I was flayed open and just sucked bare. And knowing her and knowing what she and her husband do, you know what they turn that into. It's hard work. It's a lot of steps. But something beautiful comes from it. And that is our life. Sometimes we're gutted. Sometimes we're hollow. Sometimes we hurt. And we hurt bad. But we can, with a gutted structure, with the foundation scraped clean, rebuild. And yes, I'm an optimist. I am. I got that from my parents. I am just an incurable optimist because I found that works. It beats the alternative. So, anyway, the tea. I live to make another video. This lovely magazine. And this amazing box of chocolate. And the question comes to mind, can you die from eating it all at once? I won't, but I would probably make myself sick. Oh, here's when I started. Oh, okay. Wow. I've got some licorice over there. I'm going to be higher than a kite very soon from all the sugar. Thank you all for your kind words while I've been sick, your prayers, just your lovely spirit, your lovely energy. Even those who have said, here is how I'm hurting, here is what is hurting me, here is what I'm struggling through. I'm starting a doctorate degree, I'm sick, I've got COVID and 2 kids I can't be around, and and so on and so on. But you know what? That's life. And it happens in the most insane, crazy ways when we're least expecting. All these things just blow up or add stress. And we get through it. You'll get through it day by day, week by week. So, do what works for you. Find, I'm drooling. Seriously, I want to finish this candy. Find what works for you. Take care of you. Love yourself. Be easy with yourself. Be graceful with yourself. Show yourself some grace. Show yourself some forgiveness. Because, God, do we mess up. If I had a nickel for every time I messed up in life, I'd be the richest woman in the world. So, I just don't focus on those things. I focus on what brings me joy, relationships, people I love, people that love me, things that are good, things that build positive neural pathways, because those are what I want to focus on. If I focus on the negative, if I focus on my mistakes, if I focus on every hard thing I've had, and sometimes I do, sometimes I go into the pity party thing, but I don't stay there long because I don't have a lot of patience with myself to wallow. I do when I need to, but then I pick up and move on. So anyway, I just wanted to come on and sit down and share a little something with you, give you a little update on things, and just let you know how much you all mean to me. The comments are amazing. Even if it's just a heart, that means a lot to me. I've said that before, and I'll say it again. So, thank you. And I will sign out for now. And I hope you all stay healthy. Don't get too close to your screen. I might make more of you sick. And I will see you in the next video. Blessings to you